Hey everybody, it's your quick step for this week. Yeah, that's my terrible knockoff of Chapo Trap House. I am in a good mood. I'm actually filming this right before I head to the YouTube space. This is a good way to warm up the vocal cords, if you know what I mean. So today's hot thing is Obama's official presidential portrait has now been placed into the National Hall of Portraits. So taking a portrait of a leader is not an unknown thing. European leaders have been doing it for ages. People have been putting pictures of the leaders on all sorts of things, from money to pretty much anything that a leader of a country can put their face on. And of course, prominent society figures, leaders, commissioning portraits of them has been a tradition in Europe for ages, and it's not much of a surprise that it then moved over to the United States. So the first official presidential portrait is, not surprisingly, of George Washington. What sticks out about American presidential paintings is something that was a little novel at the time of kings and grand leaders. And that was that while he had a sword to represent that he was in fact a general, the commissioned painting of General Washington was designed with a specific purpose, which was to neither make him out to be some sort of warlord or noble or king. The idea was to set a precedent that this was going to be a man of the people, someone who was elected. And of course, first ladies as prominent figures usually had their portraits done as well, but they weren't collected in any prominent way until 1902. It was actually Teddy Roosevelt's wife, Edith Roosevelt, who took a part of the White House called the Vermeil Room and hung up portraits of the first ladies, and it's been a tradition ever since. And so I guess we can talk about Obama's portrait. So for a long time before the regular use of photography, a portrait might have been the only image that popular people might have had of the president. However, in the age of social media and photography, there are tons and tons and tons of pictures of Obama. So what's the significance of the portrait? Basically, it is an official contribution to the lineage of presidencies. It is a contribution to history. It is, in some ways, the presidential version of putting your handprint in cement or something to that extent, putting some sort of official stamp that this was a president, a long line of presidents, so it's an act of history. And of course, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, being the first black president and black first lady, had quite a difficult task in front of them because they had to commission a piece of art to cement their place in history, and there's no walking back. This is the first black president and the first black first lady. So it's no surprise that the former president and the former first lady decided to go with an African-American painter. And there actually is an artistic movement right now of portraits that explore things like race, gender, and identity through portraiture. Other ways these artists see it as correcting the record and, putting a few people of color's faces in those large collections of portraits out there. So Barack Obama's painting is done by someone named Kehinde Wiley. Kehinde Wiley's known for painting portraits that address topics of race. Wiley is known for painting portraits that address the politics of race within them. And Obama apparently was really impressed by this. So for those who haven't seen it, if I can do it copyright-wise, this is it right here. It's basically a painting of Obama sitting in front of a sort of leafy background with a few flowers. And all of the flowers have some sort of special symbology. There's African blue lilies to represent Kenya, the African roots of Barack Obama's father. There's jasmine to represent Hawaii, the place where Barack Obama was born. And chrysanthemums, the official flower of Chicago. It sticks out as something pretty interesting. If I was someone like Barack Obama, I would have a really hard time trying to think through about what my presidency's contribution to history would be, and how would you encapsulate that with paint on a canvas. It's a fairly difficult task. I don't envy it. And so, actually, I would like to use this video to start a conversation with you. What do you guys think the point of portraiture is in our days of ubiquitous cell phone cameras and pictures of people everywhere? Some even thought that portraits were going to be idealized versions of people, but now we've got apps that make you look pretty for you. So I really would like you guys to wax philosophically about what you think about Barack Obama's official portrait. It's really cool. I think that it's a interesting, provocative addition for a president that really does stick out in the crowd. So I look forward to hearing from you. Also, Of course, I put in the description a collection of presidential portraits from the White House History site. You probably find them pretty cool. And before you go, I want to tell you that one of the things that Step Back still struggles with to this day is exposure. So if you like this video or any other videos on Step Back, I really do recommend that you share the video with your friends on your social media platform of choice or Reddit. I would love to see more of my videos show up on various subreddits. I don't know how to get it out there. So I'm relying on you guys. I need a street team. Anyways, quick one because I gotta run, but hang tight. Check out the new presidential portrait and come back on Thursday for more Step Back.